Hey, Brian here with Worship Tutorials. First of all, I want to say I hope you are doing well. I hope you as individuals are doing well, but also you, your churches, hanging in there. I know these are difficult times that we're going through. And hey, part of what we're doing, because we can't gather together in groups in person, is, we're all streaming our services to platforms like Facebook, YouTube, wherever. I'm going to focus on YouTube today, and I have seen over and over again people ask questions in social media, on Facebook and things. My video that I uploaded or streamed to YouTube got content claimed because of whatever songs that you did on a Sunday morning. What do I do about that? First of all, I should say I am not an attorney. I'm not like an entertainment lawyer or anything like that. So please don't take what I say as legal counsel. I'm just going to talk about my experience uploading cover videos to YouTube for like the last 12 years. What I've learned, how I kind of navigate it, and just a few things that you need to know about uploading songs that you didn't write, and what you can do about it when something gets content claimed. Okay, so the first thing you should probably know is there are two different kinds of copyrights when it comes to a song. So take any song that is written and recorded and released. There's a copyright on the original recording. So that would be like, this person's version of that song, that gets a copyright. But then there's also a copyright on the lyrics and the music, the composition of the song. So what that means is if you do a cover of a song or you sing a worship song and upload it to YouTube, so you are not uploading the original work. I assume that's bad, don't do that. You're not uploading the original work, but you're uploading your version of somebody else's song. You're still in violation of that copyright that covers the lyrics and the music of the song. So you need to know you can't just legally, upload your arrangement of whatever song that you want and claim revenue from that, from ads on that, and that kind of thing. So there are two different kinds of copyrights. I'm going to assume that most of you, for your churches, are you or your bands are doing the music yourself, and you're doing songs that other people wrote. They're not all original songs. And so when you upload those to YouTube, you likely will receive an email from YouTube that says, this video has been copyright claimed. I have gotten this, this email like hundreds, maybe thousands of times at this point already. This does not mean that your video is going away. So what that means is your video has music in it that somebody else wrote. That's all that really means. Now, what happens after that can be different depending on a few things. So to understand how this happens, and it seems like it happens instantly sometimes, you need to understand something called Content ID. Content ID at its heart is just a matching system. I will link to a video that YouTube put out below not too long ago about music and copyright on YouTube, and it explains a little bit about Content ID. But what you really need to know is when an artist releases a song, that song goes into the Content ID database, right? And so YouTube uses machine learning to understand what this song sounds like, the melodies, the words, everything like that. And when you upload a video that has something in it that matches that ID of that song, even though it's your own version, YouTube knows that you're doing a cover of Living Hope, for example. Content ID automatically matches it and automatically claims it for whoever holds the copyright for Living Hope, okay? And so it happens automatically, and it's like a computerized system. So one thing to know is it's not like Phil Wickham is not sitting on his computer saying, oh, that person sang Living Hope, I'm gonna claim it and get that money. That's not what is happening. It's all like this computerized system, and it's designed so that the people who write and record music and put it out there get paid when other people do it. That's just the way the world works. That's how these artists make money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to keep writing and recording songs. Okay, so copyright claims mean that YouTube has detected that you sang a song that somebody else wrote. That's all it means. So what happens then is YouTube will automatically show ads on that video that you uploaded, and the revenue from those ads goes to the copyright holder. That's how these people make money. That's how YouTube basically allows you and I to upload cover songs. Otherwise, we wouldn't legally even be able to do it without obtaining like streaming licenses from the publisher and then paying royalties to the publisher based on the number of plays. Like if you're gonna upload a song to Vimeo or even Facebook, that's technically what you should be doing. YouTube has worked out arrangements with most major publishers that the Content ID system works. The artists who write the song get paid revenue based on views. Now, if you are a YouTube partner and you can apply for that through the program, you can be eligible to share revenue on those videos. I know from experience that if you upload a completely original video versus a content, claimed revenue shared video, the sharing, you get about 10%-ish. I don't know what the numbers are. That's just kind of like, I've compared the numbers, it seems like about 10%, probably between 10 and 15 or 20, somewhere in there. So you get a little bit of that revenue, but not a lot. Also realize that if your concern is that you're gonna miss out on income from YouTube ad revenue, that income doesn't really become significant until you're into like the millions of views. So just know that like if your video is getting a couple thousand views, even if there wasn't a content claim on that, the revenue would be like a few cents a month. Just throwing that out there. So there are copyright claims and there are copyright strikes. And if I understand it correctly, copyright claims can basically turn into strikes. So if the owner of the video says that you're in owner of the copyright says that you're in violation, you can get a strike. If you upload original content, like if you take Phil Wickham's version of Living Hope and put that audio in your upload, like his recording of it, that's bad. Don't do that. That can lead to a strike. It's unclear to me really what can constitute a strike. I know that if you use somebody else, like if you upload a movie clip, that you can get a strike for that. If you upload original audio, you can get a strike for that. What I have found is that there are a lot of videos out there from content creators who do like secular music. Rick Beato, for example, is a pretty prominent voice that talks about how he'll talk about a song and he'll play a few seconds of a song like from the Beatles or something, and that will get removed or it will get a strike. And so there are publishers who are pretty adamant that their music does not get covered at all on YouTube. What I have found is that in the praise and worship space, this never happens. And I don't know this. I haven't spoken with publishers about this. I have talked to publishers about uploading YouTube videos, and they say, go for it, do it. That's why we write the songs, so that people sing them. Now they will get revenue from those songs because of the content claim system, or the content ID system. But in my experience with praise and worship music, you're not gonna get a strike. I never have in literally hundreds of videos that are content claimed. Never had a strike. The thing about a strike is if you get 3 strikes, content strikes on YouTube, your account is gone forever. You can't get it back. So if you're gonna do a worship service and you're gonna sing, let's take the Beatles for example. I don't know if the Beatles are. I don't know if whoever owns the rights to their songs is like this. But if you're gonna do a very popular secular cover in your worship service and upload that to YouTube, I would be careful about that because that would probably lead to a strike more than anything else. So what happens then when you get a content claim? So like I said, typically what happens is nothing happens. Ads will show on your video, and then the ad revenue will go to the content owner or whoever owns the copyright of that song. They do actually have multiple options. So they have the option of receiving ad revenue, which typically I think is probably that's the whole way that the system works. It's all about money, right? So they receive the ad revenue. They can choose to receive statistics on your video, so they'll just get view statistics and that kind of thing, which that information is typically private, but because you are uploading a cover of somebody else's song, they get access to it. And they can have the video removed if they want to. That is their right as the content holder, even though you performed the song yourself. And I have seen a lot of people who sort of assume that because you are performing the version of the song yourself, or because you say something like, I don't own the copyright to this song before you do it, or in the description, that somehow leaves you exempt or that allows you to do it. That doesn't matter. What matters is what the copyright law states and how YouTube does it. So just saying I don't own the copyright to this song, when people do that, I just kind of chuckle to myself. It's like, it doesn't matter if you say that or not. You're still doing somebody else's song. But anyway, so they do have the option of removing it, and they can do that by muting the audio. That has happened to me before, and I actually reached out to the publishing company and asked them why, and they said that it was because it was a brand new song, and they were waiting for the original version to come out, to be out for a specific period of time. And then they said, upload it after this date, and everything will be good. That's what I did, and it worked. So they can mute it or request that YouTube remove it if they want to. Those are the options available to them. Okay, so another question I've seen asked, and this happens a lot, is you do a song that's public domain. Say you do a hymn that's public domain, and you upload it, and it gets content claimed. What do you do? This happens all the time, and the reason is because the content ID system isn't perfect. It can actually match two things that are completely different because there are similarities within them. And the YouTube video I linked to below talks about this. So with hymns and public domain songs, there are lots of versions of those songs put out by modern artists that are copyrighted. And so, you might do a version of a public domain hymn that somebody else has published their own version, and it will match those two, even though you're not doing their version of it. So YouTube has a dispute system that they have put in place. I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to do a screen capture of it and show you how it works. All right, so welcome to the back end of my YouTube account. I'm not going to show you much back here, but I am going to show you what you can do to dispute a copyright claim. So here you can see a few videos right here in this column. You can see videos of mine that have copyright claims. And as you can see, pretty much anything that includes another video, this King of Glory video has a copyright claim. This See a Victory video has a copyright claim where I am ineligible for monetization. That's because I used the original recording underneath my guitar part in it. But here, like this We Praise You has a copyright claim. So I'm going to go, but you can see that I'm sharing revenue here. I'm going to go into this video and show you how you can dispute this. So this is what the back end of this video looks like. If you come down here to monetization, you can see that there is a claim on it right here. So view copyright claim details. If you click that button, you will see that your channel is not affected. So this is probably gonna be what you see. It says content ID claimed it. Okay, it doesn't affect your channel. This video is public to everybody. So if the content owner chose to restrict that video, then it would not. They could say we don't want this public to certain audiences. This means that I'm sharing revenue on it. Okay. This right here says that it's a composition claim. That's what I was talking about earlier, meaning that it's the composition of the song, not the actual recording. This right here means it's monetized in some territories by the copyright owner. This is telling me where they found, the content ID found the matched audio. Now, this says who owns it? Bethel Music, which is true. This is We Praise You, the Bethel Music version. And so this all happens automatically. This is not Bethel Music. This is not somebody in Bethel Music's publishing department going through every single video that they can on YouTube, trying to find who's doing their stuff and claiming it. This is just an automated process that allows Bethel Music to make revenue from this so they can keep making music. But say this was a a public domain song that got matched that shouldn't have, you can go here and you can dispute it. So you also can trim out, like YouTube gives you these options. Like say I wanted to make all the revenue from this video, I could mute the song. Now that would mute the entire video, nobody would watch it, but you can take these pieces out so that way you get all the revenue. But say, hey, this is public domain. Let's just say this. I'm not gonna follow through with this because this would hurt my account if I did. But you can go to dispute, okay? So now YouTube is gonna ask you, is gonna make you confirm a lot of things. I own a, please remember that the following are not valid reasons. So I own a copy of the song. I'm not making money. None of these things matter. I gave credit to the copyright owner. None of these things make you exempt from this, okay? So you can say my dispute is not based on any of the reasons above. I would still like to dispute it. You come here, you can say, select the reason that you're disputing this. It's original content. So for example, say I did obtain a license from Bethel to put this on my YouTube channel and I was gonna pay them royalties, I would click this and then I would give them the details of that license, okay, YouTube. So if it's a song that you wrote that got claimed by somebody else, you can say it's original content. If it's public domain, you would click this, public domain, right? Okay, I'm gonna say that we praise you as public domain, which it's absolutely not. All right, continue. And then you can say, it gives you some information about what public domain is. It tells you that some songs are public domain, but there are compositions that are not public domain, okay? You can say, okay, yes, this is still public domain, right? And then you can say, you can provide your rationale. So you write a statement in 2,000 words or less, click all these things, sign it, and hit submit. And YouTube will have a human being look at this thing and make a decision based on what you have submitted to them. Now understand that this last check mark is very important. I understand that filing fraudulent disputes may result in the termination of my YouTube account. So it's very important that you don't dispute something that is not yours or that is not actually public domain. So make sure that you do your homework on these things before you do something like this. All right, but that is the process of disputing a content ID claim. All right, I hope this video was helpful for you. There are tons of resources out there about this because it is an extremely confusing topic. And actually, I think the law on this thing is changing sort of in real time, as we develop new technologies to put content out there. Some of these policies get updated and changed, and so it can be very confusing to know what you can and cannot do. And also, it can be very scary to receive an email saying, there's a claim on your video. What does that mean? So I hope this has taken the sting out of that email, because if you upload your services to YouTube, you will get that email. Even if it's like you did one song in an hour-long set, or if you did multiple songs, you'll get claimed from all of those songs. So just know that it does not mean that anything bad is going to happen to you or your video, or that it will be removed or anything like that. It's just YouTube's way of allowing us to upload our covers, but also allowing the artists and the publishers to receive income from the ads that they show. Hey, if you have any questions, let me know below. If I know the answer, I can certainly chime in, or I can also help point you in the right direction. YouTube has a lot of resources on this as well, and I'll link to some of those videos below. Thanks. See you next time.